Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on the Concealing 101, which basically means I'm going to teach you everything I know about concealing and just share with you a few of the products which I use on a daily basis. So the first things first, I'm going to talk you through my collection. I'm absolutely obsessed over concealers. I don't really know why, because I don't suffer from spots, so I don't really need to conceal any spots, but I just love using under eye concealer. I don't know what it is about it, but it just instantly makes you look more awake and more fresh, and I think if you do it right it can look really good as well, and it can also make you look a lot younger as well if people are concerned with that. So yeah, I'm going to talk you through what I use to conceal with. So first of all, this is my concealing collection. I've got a couple of favourites in here and a couple of cheaper alternatives to high-end products. The first thing, which I've mentioned a couple of times before, is the Makeup Forever's full cover concealer, which is very full cover. Now if you need to cover up any pimples or blemishes, it's absolutely perfect for that. This is probably the go-to product if you're looking to conceal something that's pretty obvious when you don't wear makeup. You know, you really want that extra level of concealing. This is fantastic for that, and it comes in so many different shades, so I would recommend that for this. For under eyes, I have used it in the past, but it can dry out your eyes if you have quite dry eyes, so I do recommend to use an eye cream underneath, as it also kind of shows up the fine lines as well, so you do have to be careful with that. But this is fantastic for overall concealing on the face, and I just use this, I either use it with my fingers, or if it's like a little pimple I want to conceal, I'll use a really small brush, something like this. This is the Sigma EO5. It's actually an eyeliner brush, but you could use it for concealing as well if you wanted a targeted area. One of my all-time favourites for under eye concealing, mainly during the winter time because it's quite thick, and if you apply it during summer it can come off really easily, is the Bobbi Brown's creamy concealer. Now this is the old packaging, which I'm not a huge fan of because it's quite bulky, and it has the concealing at the top and the setting powder below. I'm in the colour pale yellow in the pressed powder and the warm ivory in the concealer, and this is great for travelling because you get the concealer and the setting powder, so it's sort of makes a quicker job as well. And it also, this one also has a mirror, so it's really good for that. I think this is great for under eyes, especially if you have really dark circles. It's nice, it's creamy, it's not too thick, but I wouldn't recommend using it in summer unless it's for the evening and you know you're only going to be wearing your makeup for a certain amount of time. I wouldn't really use it on a hot summer's day, but I always have loved that concealer. Benefit's Erase Paste is kind of similar to the Bobbi Brown consistency, as it's very thick. This is good for concealing spots or any redness. I wouldn't say it's the best formula ever, as it's quite thick. Comes in a little pot like this, but I would recommend this. It's really good. Sometimes I use this to cover up eyebrows if I'm doing like crazy makeup tutorial on my friend or something, which I haven't filmed as of yet, but this is good for heavy duty concealing. A couple of high-end concealers which I purchased recently, which is probably not worth the money, but I just like to see, you know, how it performed. This is the YSL concealer, which comes in this gorgeous packaging, kind of like a lipstick actually, and it comes in this creamy stick consistency. This is great for the under eyes as well. It's a really nice formula. It looks quite creamy, but it comes out quite light. I just applied this here, just in this dark spot here. I don't really use it under the eye because I mainly get darkness here, so I just want to bring that forward and just make my eyes look a bit more awake, so I love using that. Don't use it every day, but I still use it about twice a week actually, because it's kind of expensive and I don't really want to use it all. And another cheap, I'm going to talk about these two drugstore concealers which I really love. This one is one of the best drugstore highlighters / concealers I've ever used for under the eye. Now the thing with under eye concealing, it's a lot different to facial concealing, because under the eye you want to highlight your eye, you want it to bring it out from the darkness. Anything you lighten brings it forward, anything dark brings it closer in. So if you've got dark circles under your eyes, you want to bring them forward, and the way to do that is to highlight it, which is not only to conceal it or to make it one colour, but also to give it a bit of a glow and to bring it forward. Now the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch is amazing for this, and this is kind of like a dupe of the YSL concealer, the famous concealer. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I have a really tough job with that, but it's fantastic. I've been using it for quite a while now, and I'm in the lightest shade, and it's also good for if you want to extend it up to your cheekbones, you know, maybe you want to dot a bit down your nose or a bit on your forehead. Great for summer, long lasting formula, can't go wrong with it. Another cheaper product is the Revlon Photo Ready, kind of like the YSL concealer I just mentioned. Really nice formula, really nice. So you don't need to spend a lot of money to conceal, you know, you can go for products like this or products like this, but it is nice to have something like a Bobbi Brown concealer, which you know you can always rely on. You can always put it in your handbag, you can also touch up on the go. This is great for travelling, I think. Two other products which are high-end versions of the Maybelline Dream Lumi are the Trish McAvoy Correct and Brighten. Now, as I was talking about highlighting, it's not just about concealing, it's about correcting and, you know, brightening the area. This comes as a twist formula and has a brush, so you can either, you know, pat it on your eyes, draw it, or just use a brush to blend it. Really nice. Yes, you probably could get something cheaper, but I really do like to use this. It's not too intense, it doesn't give you that Kim Kardashian really light under eye look. It's really nice and subtle, and moisturising too, not forget to mention. Another product to mention is the Laura Mercier concealer. This is not my colour, I usually use this on other people, but this comes with a little stick, if that's what you call it. And this is not my colour at all, it's kind of like a peachy apricot colour. And this is a really light formula, really nice to use. Not a really heavy duty concealer, but still workable. And there's many other things you can get to do with concealing as well. You can get correctors. A brand of correctors which I really like, which are really cheap, are called Everyday Minerals. I think you can get them from lovemakeup.com. And they have all these different colours. I have this sunlight one, so what you do is you just get a fluffy brush and apply it under your foundation, put your concealer on top, and it will basically just help correct that area if you've got any redness or any blotchiness. This is not just for the under eyes, it can be used for your face as well. I tend to get red here, sometimes I get quite flushed, which is a good sign of, you know, circulation, but I kind of like to look, you know, just pink here and not pink all over my face, so I do use this sometimes. Not to forget to mention the matte concealers are fantastic. Really full cover, the ones in the pot, the full cover is it? I think that's what it's called. This is great for touch-up covers, you know, if you've got a pimple. This is the Select Cover Up. I'm in NC20, really nice product as well. Now I'm going to mention, you know, different ways to apply concealer. It's not just one simple way, it's not just a concealer brush to apply concealer. One method which I find that I really like is using 217 brush. Amazing for concealer, especially with the heavier formulas as well, because you need a tiny amount and you can really evenly disperse it around the eye, and rather it look just like a block of concealer, you sort of blend it in with the rest of your face. It looks so much more natural. It just looks like you've been, you know, hit by some ray of light or something. Really nice to use one of these brushes. Great. This works fantastic with the full cover. Amazing. This is only to be used under the eye though, mainly, unless you've got large patches of redness that you want to cover up, but it's not really for pimple concealing. For pimple concealing I mentioned the Sigma eyeliner brush. Anything really tiny. This Louise Young LY24 for really precise, you know, if you want to look picture perfect, you can really work on that. It may take a bit of time, but if you want that really flawless look, that's what you would use, something really like that. Another brush which I love for mainly like really brightening up the whole area, kind of like that Kim Kardashian look, but a little bit less intense, is the 130. This is by MAC. This is one of the best brushes I've actually ever bought. I use it for absolutely everything. I use it for cream colour on the cheeks, I use it for concealing, and because it's quite small, you can really get in there using circular motions and really blend it in. It works fantastic with creamy products. So that's another brush which is very good for that. Other than that, you can use your fingers. You know, the best motion to use when you're applying concealer is just a tap. You know, if I'm going to apply some concealer just here and I'm in a rush, I just tap like that. and then go. That's fantastic. Another brush is the Eco Tools. That's quite good as well, but I find the brush is quite big and a lot of the concealer gets lost in the brush, so you don't really get that much use out of the product. But yeah, another tip to conceal as well is, say for instance you have dark circles. So this is my imaginary dark circle here, and I want to bring it forward. Now a lot of people would just literally cover the whole area in light. You'll just cover the whole area in concealer. Now what that's going to do, yeah, it's going to lighten the area, but it's not really going to get rid of the darkness as you want it to. So you only apply light on dark, don't apply it on the whole eye. So what you do is you look forward down into the mirror, and as you can see this part is slightly darker, so I will take my full cover concealer or whatever I want to use on that day, and I will just blend it on the dark. I will not bring it down here unless I want the highlighted look, so I would just work it into the darkness and then blend it out. So that way you're really bringing forward the darkness and not bringing forward the whole under eye section, because that's what really gives it away that you're wearing concealer. It has to be subtle. But there's many ways you can apply concealer. I know Wayne Goss has a video on about 10 different ways to apply concealer. I'm not a makeup artist, I'm not an expert, but that's how I do it and that's how I find it easiest to do. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye!